I'd like to call the Macomb City Council to order, please. If you'd please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If the clerk would call the roll, please.
Justin Shue.
Here.
John Vajezi.
Here.
Byron Shabazz.
Here.
Dave Dorsett.
Present.
Ashley Katz.
Here.
Don Wynn.
Here.
Dennis Moon.
Here.
7 present.
We have a quorum. Thank you. Citizens wishing to address the City Council on matters germane to the agenda of tonight's meeting will be limited to 3 minutes and are asked to be brief and concise in making their remarks. Comments submitted by mail or email will not be read aloud, but a copy will be provided to each member of the council and made a part of the minutes of this meeting. Does anyone wish to speak to the council in the public comment section of tonight's agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on. Before you use a consent agenda, a council motion is in order.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
So moved and seconded to adopt the consent agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shue.
Aye.
Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Under unfinished business, item number 1, consideration of an ordinance to authorize rezoning of 207 Weir Avenue in the city of Macomb, McDonough County, from AG Agricultural 1 to R1 and Single Family to Agricultural 1. This ordinance had previous first reading. This will be the second reading.
Thank you. Richard Mead is the applicant and petitioner, has filed a request asking for a rezoning of a parcel located at 207 Weir Avenue in Macomb, Illinois. The parcel is currently zoned as Ag 1 and R1 single family. The proposed zoning is Ag 1 for the entire parcel. Upon receipt of the application, the Office of Community Development sent written notices to the record owners within 250 feet, published notice of the hearing in the community news brief, and posted a sign at the subject property. Planning Commission did hold a public hearing concerning the request on May 8, 2024, and voted 7-1 to approve the application and recommends that council concur in the rezoning request. If adopted, the ordinance does indicate that the zoning of the subject property, which is described in the Exhibit A, would be modified from Ag 1 and R1 to Ag 1 for the entire parcel, and the Office of Community Development would be authorized to update the city's official zoning map.
Thank you. That'll stand as second reading. Motion is in order.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to authorize the zoning change. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
And Shue.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 2, consideration of an ordinance to authorize the issuance of a special use permit to allow a large-scale solar energy facility in an AG1 agricultural zoning district at the property we just approved the change at 207 Weir Avenue. It's our understanding that the council may have a desire to get some more information, and we'd entertain a motion to table this until.
Move to table this to the next.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to table the item. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shue. Vajezi.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 3, consideration of an ordinance annexing certain territory located at 10,905 East 1200th Street, Macomb, McDonough County, Illinois. This will be second reading.
Thank you. A written petition signed by Salim Zindeli, the current owner of the property, has been presented requesting that the subject property be annexed into the city of Macomb. The territory is not within the corporate limits of any municipality, but is contiguous to the city. The requirements of the Illinois Municipal Code have been met, including all notices required to the Fire Protection District and Township. If adopted, the ordinance provides that it is in the best interest of the city to annex the parcel, and the territory described in Exhibit A would be annexed to the city of Macomb. The clerk would be directed to record a certified copy of the ordinance and to provide notice by registered or certified mail to the election authorities, as well as the post office serving the territory, as well as the township clerk of Scotland Township.
Thank you. That'll stand as second reading. Motion is in order.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the ordinance annexing the property. Any discussion? For the record, the petitioner, at least a representative for the petitioner, was at last week's committee of the whole meeting and answered some questions. So if there's no further discussion, roll call, please.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 4, consideration of an ordinance to create a special event liquor license for the Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau for the 2024 Heritage Days event to be held June 27th, 28th, and 29th of this year. This will be second reading.
Thank you. The Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau has filed a request asking for the creation of a Class SC liquor license for the Heritage Days event to be held at 148 East Carroll Street here in Macomb on June 27th, 2024, between the hours of 5 p.m. and 10 p.m., June 28th from 3 to 10:30, and June 29th from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Bureau, or the MACVB rather, is a not-for-profit corporation and is a special event retailer, as that term is defined in our code. If adopted, the ordinance does create a special event, Class SC liquor license for the Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau Heritage Days event to be held at 148 East Carroll Street in Macomb, Illinois, June 27th, 28th, and 29th, 2024.
Thank you. That'll stand as second reading. Motion is in order.
Move to create a special event liquor license for the MACBB for Heritage Days.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the ordinance creating the license. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu, Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 5, consideration of an ordinance to create a special event liquor license for the St. Paul's Raising Saints Block Party to be held on July 20th, 2024. This will be second reading.
Thank you. St. Paul Parish has filed an application requesting the creation of a special event Class SC liquor license for its Raising Saints Block Party to be held at 309 West Jackson Street on July 20th, 2024, from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. They are special event retailers. That term is defined in our code, and if adopted, the ordinance does create a Class SC liquor license for the St. Paul Parish's Raising Saints Block Party to be held at 309 West Jackson Street on July 20th, 2024, from the hours of 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Thank you. That'll stand as second reading. A motion is in order.
Make a motion to create a special event liquor license for St. Paul's Raising Saints Block Party to be held on July 20th, 2024.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to authorize issuance of the license. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu, Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. There is no other unfinished business this evening. Under new business, item number 1, consideration to authorize renewal of electric and gas supply contract for the city of Macomb. This was discussed at the committee of the whole last Tuesday night. We have some additional handouts that the city administrator provided for us. Scott, do you want to start, or do you want Ms.?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
So Becky Thompson, while she's coming up to the podium, is from our energy advisor, Nanny Energy. So she just drove in about 10 minutes ago. So if you remember, we talked last week, and you should have a natural gas and electric sheet. And they do all the work for us to go out and get bids from different suppliers. And the bids are only good for 24 hours, so they just did them today. And I'll let Becky kind of go through what we've received, so.
Wonderful. Thank you. Good to see you all again. My in-laws are from Macomb, so I'm looking very much forward to going and chilling with them tonight. But yes, I did just drive in. So we refresh the pricing every day, just like Scott mentioned, and so you'll see some variability in the rates. And then also, as part of the RFP process, we do a really thorough contract negotiation and read through all the contracts and make sure that everything is on the up and up. And so there's been relatively little movement on the natural gas since the rates that you saw last week. With the electricity, you may notice that there's a little bit of a difference. We have disqualified one of the suppliers. They were the low bid supplier last week, and then upon reviewing their contract, we discovered that they did not follow the terms of the RFP parameters, which is why we do what we do. So they have been removed. Their pricing was low because it was incorrect. So you'll see that reflected on the electricity pricing here. think that, I've been here recently talking about community solar, and we're going to embark on that initiative, which will represent a 15% discount once that farm is completed and electrified, likely next summer. These both represent a start date in 2025. So both contracts are a futures contract. So they would be for an April 25 start for your electricity and a May 25 start for your natural gas. But we can lock these in at any time. So in an effort to be proactive, given some of the changes that are happening in the marketplace, we all pay Ameren or Medina County power bills, right? And they've just been going up and up. And with predictions upcoming, we're expecting a hot summer. That means a lot of demand for electricity, which means prices continue to climb. And then predictions for a cold winter. We use natural gas to make electricity. And then you also have a natural gas contract coming up. So in an effort to be a little more proactive, we were doing some discovery of the pricing that was available right now, and that's what you see before you. So at this time, I'd entertain any questions that you have about this process, how it works, anything about the forward contracts that you have.
So what I recommended last week was that we go with 4 years, lock in 4 years of gas, because it's a very good price going out. And you'll see that our annual cost for gas is $40,000, so we don't spend nearly as much for natural gas as we do for electricity. And then I would recommend, because of the way the pricing looks, is to lock in 2 years of the electrical, which gives us a good balance between locking it in and knowing the number. But then it starts to escalate more as we go farther out with electrical. So I think that's what we talked about with Becky. So, and you can see we spend about $360,000 a year in electrical. A lot of that goes to our plants. So water plant, wastewater plant have a lot of pumps and motors and things. So they're our biggest users of that.
Any questions for Ms. Thompson? Anything else you want to add?
No, I think it's a fair strategy. In the past, we have aligned both the gas and the electricity to expire at the same time, but I really like the strategy of breaking those up and going shorter term with one and longer with the other. Kind of splits the risk, so we're not putting all eggs in one basket, so to speak. So if the market does come down, then we have that opportunity on your electricity, which is the larger spend. We can always extend the contract, but once you sign a contract, you are held to it for the term of it. But with the natural gas, a 50-cent rate for a 4-year term, and the type of product that's represented here is called 100% swing. So no matter what your usage varies over the next 4 years, for every unit of gas that you burn, you're just going to pay the 51 cents. And why this is relevant is even though we came off of a very warm winter, the last week of January, we had that little cold spell. Spot market gas went to $2.50 a therm. So it went 5 times what we're talking about here. So that's the product that we have, gives you absolute certainty, insulates you from any risk in the marketplace. It's a very safe product. And to Scott's point about it being your smaller budget spend, kind of have budget certainty for this for the longer term. But with the electricity, that shorter term allows us a little more variability with it. So I think it's a sound strategy, especially with some of the cool energy efficiency initiatives that you are considering.
Thank you. Any questions? So we'd be looking for a motion to authorize me to execute the contracts for 24-month with AEP at 0.07808 cents, and then a 4-year contract with Mansfield at the price quoted.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. And any questions?
24 months for the
Should we
electric.
do
is what it
one or two?
I'm sorry.
Should we vote on one and then on the other one, or is it okay to combine them?
You're okay to combine them. I think the motion was clear enough on what was being requested.
Okay.
Alderman Vajizzi.
Just a quick clerical, was the 24-month .08107?
That's so the pricing changes each year.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think the mayor just gave you the first year for the
okay,
electric,
sorry.
and then the second year would
thank you.
change. But yes,
That's correct.
2 years of locking in.
Any other questions? So we,
We have a first and a second.
thank you. Roll call, please.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu. Vajezzi,
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz. Aye. Wynn,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. And Ms. Thompson, thanks for your help Item number 2, consideration to authorize a request for bids for tuck pointing at Fire Station Number 1. There's a memorandum in your packet. Chief, did you want to come up and go over that for us, please?
Good evening, everyone. We're looking to get permission to get bids to Tuck Point Station 1. We got a quote last fall. The guys came and looked at it, said about 25% of the building needs some tuck pointing. And then they also recommended do a pressure wash of the whole building and then seal it to try and maintain what we have and protect it for the future. Their estimate at that time, their quote at that time was about $75,000 to handle all that. So the building was built in '76, so it's showing some wear.
Very good. Any questions for the chief? We'd entertain a motion that authorizes the request for bids for that tuck pointing work.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shu. Aye. Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it. Item number 3, consideration to authorize an engineering services services contract with Crawford Murphy and Tilly Engineering for lining of sewer services in the amount of $27,000. There's a memorandum in your packet from Josh. He's there, ready to go. All yours, sir.
Yeah, this is going to be a joint lining project between sanitary and storm sewer. So the street and the wastewater department will share the cost of the $27,000. As far as the sanitary side, we have approximately 2,500 foot of between 8 and 12-inch sanitary sewers to line. And on the storm portion of it, there's around 1,000 foot of 12-inch storm sewer and a 64-inch culvert over in the Hickory Bow area. That's actually not going to be cured in place lining. That's going to be a spray-in type liner for that. I know for the street side, they have received, I believe, $250,000 in grants from Senator
Halpin.
Yeah, Halpin. So that's that, and then we have $100,000 in our budget for our portion of the sanitary side.
Okay. Any questions for Josh? See some much needed work there. I would entertain a motion to authorize an engineering services contract between us and Crawford, Murphy, and Tilly.
Make a motion to authorize the engineering services with CMT Engineering for lining sewer services in the amount of $27,000.
Second.
So moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any idea when they might get that done? Is it a lengthy process, you think, John?
It'll probably go out for bid for, once this is approved, and once we have all of our stuff done, it'll probably be a 2 to 4 week bid time.
Okay.
And then after that, usually within 90 days, they can probably start. So we're hoping fall,
Okay.
sometime fall, hopefully before winter.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Any other questions or anything? Discussion? All right. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. And thank you, Josh. Item number 4, consideration to authorize an agreement with Jim Lavin for asbestos testing and sampling and recommendation for remediation services for the demolition of 21 houses. There is a memorandum in your packet from Ms. Lambert. Miranda?
Good evening, everyone. So similar to our first round of the Strong Communities program, we will need to do asbestos testing to see if there is any mitigation or repairs that they need to have. So this contract is with who we used the first go around at the same prices. The only thing that might go up is the testing by a few dollars. But again, all of this is reimbursed to us through the Strong Communities program. So part of the grant application, we were awarded this last year.
Okay, very good. Any questions for Ms. Lambert regarding the agreement? Alderman Moon.
When would you anticipate the last of these houses being torn down?
So again, one of the things we're going to look to go out to bid here shortly is the demo process. We are wrapping up a bit of the legal work for these houses, but I would say the end would be approximately this fall. We might have enough funding to even do a round 2 of demo, which would be in the spring, but this application does close in 2025.
So there is a possibility we get all 21 done this year?
Yes, there is a
Great.
possibility of that.
Very good. Anyone else? We'd entertain a motion to authorize that agreement between the city and Mr. Lavin for that asbestos testing, sampling, and remediation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shabazz. Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu. Aye. Vajezi.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 5 is a companion to the last item, consideration to authorize the community development to seek proposals for asbestos mitigation and remediation. Miranda, could you go over your memorandum on that, please?
Yes. So if the test comes back positive, then we will need to move forward with some mitigation. So this is what the RFP will allow us to do. And obviously, we'll see if that's something that the person testing has informed them that they can go through the RFP process as well and get that out with the community news brief as well. But yes, and again, this will be reimbursed to us through the grant program. So, but that is a requirement for the demo, is that we clear any of that asbestos.
Very good. Any questions? Excuse me, hearing none, we entertain a motion to authorize that request for proposals for asbestos mitigation and remediation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu. Aye. Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. And thank you, Miranda. Item number 6, consideration of an ordinance amending Section 2-184 of the Municipal Code of the City of Macomb pertaining to designation of depositories. You'll find a copy of the ordinance and recommendation from Treasurer Henderson are in your packet. This will be first reading.
Thank you. The city is authorized under the Illinois Municipal Code to pass all necessary ordinances, rules, and regulations. Section 2-84 does list the appropriate depositories, and upon recommendation of the treasurer, we're asking to amend that section 2-84 as provided in Exhibit A. In essence, we are adding all local banks as well as those depositories that hold our pension accounts.
Very good. That'll be placed on for some discussion at next week's committee of the whole meeting. There is no other new business this evening. Are there any committee reports? Already hearing none. Automatic reports. Alderman Moon.
No report.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Wynn.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Alderman Katz.
No report.
Thank you. Alderman Dorset.
No report.
Thank you. Alderman Shabazz.
No report.
Thank you. Alderman Vajezi.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Alderman Shu.
No report.
Okay. Madam Clerk, anything?
Nothing to add, Mr.
Mr. Coker.
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Scalf,
No
anything?
report, thank you.
And Madam Treasurer, anything at all? All right. Council, I ask for your concurrence in reappointing Jenny Boyington and Brenda Sayer to the Macomb Tree Board. Their terms are expired.
Motion to concur with mayoral appointment.
Second.
So moved and seconded to concur with those appointments. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We thank those both of those women for their commitment to that board. I don't believe there's anything else to come before you this evening. We'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The meeting is adjourned. Thanks so much.